Hola from the west side. It's me, DC the Purple Diva, and it is time for Not So Random Chat. So go grab your coffee, your tea, or whatever your libation is tonight, and let's start to talk about whatever we want to. I'll be right with you guys. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hola from the west side. It is me, DC the Purple Diva, and happy Wednesday. Happy Ash Wednesday for those of you who are practicing Catholics. It's what your girl DC used to be. But yeah. And yesterday was Mardi Gras. Now, my family's from New Orleans. And this year, let me just turn down this so y'all not hearing me double talk. But this year, they did the Mardi Gras a little different than they have done it in the past. People decorated their homes, and some would like throw out, beads to passerbys and everything, versus the being on the floats. And I thought that was an interesting way to do it. It's better than there being no Mardi Gras, you guys. But Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday, is a very Catholic holiday because it's always the day before Ash Wednesday, hence Fat Tuesday. And it is really tied into more of the, the French, the Creole portion. But the biggest Mardi Gras in the world is in Brazil. I don't think that one is tied to Catholicism like Mardi Gras here in the United States is. But, I know a lot of people for the season of Lent, they give up something. And I used to always give up, things like when I was a kid, I would give up like, one SP, I would give up like candy, or sodas, that kind of stuff when I was a kid. And although I am no longer a practicing Catholic, I do like the idea of, sacrificing something, during the time that our Lord and our Savior, Yeshua, was out in the desert for 40 days. And he had nothing. But he allowed himself to, be at his quote unquote spiritual, weak as a human. And he still sinned not. If you guys hear me moving stuff, I'm moving like the painting stuff because I'm not painting right now. I did paint earlier. And if you caught my earlier video that I did with my funny voice, You could see the painting is coming along in the background, but I will show it to you guys, obviously before the end of the evening. But we've had a couple of things that have happened in the last few days. Ultra conservative radio talk show host Rush Limbaugh lost his battle with cancer. He had lung cancer. He was 70 years old. And over the weekend, here in the Los Angeles area, we lost one of the leaders of one of the largest churches, Black churches here in the LA area. Ever increasing faith. Those of you who may have seen Frederick Price on. Hey, Janetta Corner, how are you? Thank you for coming through, sis. I appreciate it. It was really, really, I think it was devastating for a lot of people in the Word of Faith community here in the Los Angeles area to lose Pastor Price. But he was 89 years old. And he did die because of complications due to COVID. Both he and his wife, Dr. Betty Price, both contracted COVID, as well as one of their children, I believe their daughter. Hey, Miss Sheila, thank you for coming through, sis. So I think that was a huge blow in the Christian community here, in the Black Christian community here in the Los Angeles area. I know a lot of churches came out of Crenshaw Christian Center, including the church that I go to. My pastor was ordained, and she was the one who did the Bible studies on Monday nights originally at Crenshaw Christian Center as a women's Bible study, but it turned into the Bible study when she was there, because my pastor, Bam Crawford, she is on the Bible excellent, but she was saved, and all of her teachings, she came out of Crenshaw Christian Center. And, even to this day, still considered, Pastor Price as, obviously as her apostle, because that's the church that she came out of. And my sister's pastor also came out of that ministry. My ex-husband's church also came out of that. I mean, I know a lot of ministries were birthed out of ever increasing faith. And I think that I pray that his son, Fred Jr., or that he's ready. That he's ready. Because, he had started doing the services, and then he had stepped down, and then Apostle Price had come back and taken over, gone back, came out of retirement, because he had retired. I'm just, I'm praying for that family, for that ministry. Because, a lot of times when you have such a powerful pastor, such as Pastor Price, go home, that it can sometimes shake the ministry, but I pray that that's not what happens. I pray that, these people were following God in that ministry and the God in him, and not just following him as a man. I don't know where they came from, but somebody must have needed to hear that, because that's what the Spirit led me to say. I also wanted to talk about, I wasn't going to talk about this, but everybody has said a little something about it. So let me just put my little 2 cents in on Boosie and his talking about Lori Harvey. Here's my thing. Why y'all mad? Why are they so mad that this girl appears to be, leveling up, footloose and fancy free, and not, one of those ones who's going to pop up being some baby's mama. It's like she's a unicorn, and they're mad about the fact that this young lady is still considered an option for marriage, even though she's dated a number of men. Now, let me just say this for the point of clarity in regards to that. Just because women date doesn't mean that we are having sex with everybody that we date. Well, we don't do that, especially black women. Especially black women. I remember when I was in college that I dated a couple of different guys. And people swore that I'd been sleeping with one of these guys. It never happened. We were in a serious relationship, but it just wasn't that. It wasn't that kind of relationship. But they couldn't believe that this guy was dating me and I wasn't putting out. Let me just say this. We don't have to put out, especially younger women, just because you took us out to dinner, and bought us a nice meal. Like, if that's the type of dude you are, you're probably not going to have too many dates. Let me see. Way down in the Tampa D, a Tom Brady sent a young Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, I'm over that one now. Patrick Mahomes will be over it too. He's now focused on next year and getting back to the Super Bowl so that he can, do what he needs to do. But yeah. So Lil Boosie had the audacity to say some crazy mess like the men that are with all of these young ladies, such as a Lori Harvey, should be more commended than a woman like Lori Harvey, who some of these young women call goals, in their level up, quote unquote thing. But here's the thing. Most of these men, like Lil Boosie, have multiple babies, mamas. And why would you commend those men who, I don't know, went through, layers of women and made them into baby mamas? And you mad because Lori Harvey is smart enough to not be somebody's baby mama? I wasn't a baby mama either myself, I'm an ex-wife at this point. And here's the funny thing. And I guess this is still something that's a rarity, which is sad. When I was in that same age range, which was a long time ago, I was like a unicorn because I didn't have no kid. And I was in my 20s, no kid. You know, I wasn't a baby mama. And I would just, you know, it's just how I chose to live my life. It was how I chose to live my life. Not getting cut off now. I could have, but it didn't happen. You know, went to college, got a job, and then eventually, you know, got married in my late 20s. Had a kid. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. So now I am an ex-wife. I'm not a baby's mama. So, what you talking about? Who was married? That's kind of messed up. Who was married? I know. Who was married? Who was married? Who was married? Steve. Oh yeah. Well, you know, we're not even going to deal with Steve Harvey. We're just going to deal with his adopted daughter at this point because, trust me, Steve Harvey is trash in my eyesight. So we ain't even going to deal with him because some of the moves that he did, straight trash. And he had the audacity to write not one, but 2 books. Anyway, moving on. So let's get back to the daughter. So the daughter, the adopted daughter, you know, she is dating around, but she's not necessarily sleeping around. And here's the thing. So what if she is? She's also not got a bunch of babies running behind her. Y'all are always promoting these guys that have multiple women, and you assume that they're sleeping with all of these women. So maybe that's why you assume that Lori Harvey is sleeping with every man that she's, you know, seen with or seen on their arm. I promise you that girl is not sleeping with all those men. She's smarter than that. You know, just like, you know, I mean, you know, her mom. Yeah, exactly. She learned from her mother. Her mother did teach her certain things. And she is not Steve Harvey's child. She is his adopted daughter. You know, her father lived a very, you know, lurid way. And that's what the family, where she comes from. But her mama leveled up when she got with Steve. And Steve is just happy as pie that he got that woman because he wanted her for years before. He just was never in a position that he could get her. When he saw that door, yeah, he dumped the wife that had been with him all that time, you know, she was ordinary looking. She wasn't like drop dead gorgeous or, you know, model quality. She did not look like the Marjorie. And I guess he felt that with all his money and class that he deserved something better. And he dogged out his ex-wife. Took her child and left her, yeah, whole thing. Just foul. So whatever he gets, he gets. He deserves. Whatever he gets, he deserves. You will not hear me boo-hooing or crying for Steve Harvey. But I am going to say in regards to this young girl, it's just crazy how these brothers are so upset that Michael is with her. Y'all should be glad that he's with a black woman again. Of course, he never said that he had anything against black women. It just seemed he had another type that wasn't us. But now he's with this young lady. He seems to be happy. And apparently they were together for longer than we actually knew about it. You know? Why y'all care so much? And then they have the audacity to call, to say it's simpish behavior. It's simpish behavior because he's treating her like a lady. She hasn't shown herself to be anything other than a lady. You know, being seen with all these men means nothing. You aren't seeing her coming out of their apartment. You see them out in public a lot. Just pointing out the obvious. Hey, Latoya. And I started to come on earlier, but I was doing other stuff, so I didn't come on. I did throw out a video for y'all earlier, cause yeah, let's get into that. So I put up a video earlier today, and I know I'm talking in a funny voice in the video, but I was actually talking about something serious. So, you know, I've kind of not been. You know, I've kind of just been coming on here, doing my content, and coming off, you know, for like, because it's my birthday month. So I'm trying to, you know, keep in my celebratory thing and stay in my little namaste space. However, I did take some time to catch up on some stuff because I missed some stuff. I missed people's pages getting struck down over BS. I missed, you know, people having fallen out over, again, in my opinion, BS. And then I come back to the same point. We don't know each other. This is social media. You don't know nobody who is on here personally, unless you have actually met them offline, and even then you really still don't know. But y'all, people being mad because because someone doesn't like another YouTuber that you like, so now you don't like that person because they don't like that person. Are we adults? Are we kids? Are we, you know, how are we doing this? How we gonna do this, y'all? It's like, and in one of the situations, I like all of the people that were involved in the situation. And I went back and listened to some of the stuff, and you know, one of the individuals, I'm just shaking my head because I'm very disappointed. Very disappointed in their behavior. It wasn't cool. You know, it wasn't cool at all. And it became a thing when it didn't even have to become a thing. And it, to me, felt like, you know, everybody wasn't at the same level of maturity. You know, let me just say this. You know, many people seem to have a real confusion on the difference between high value and high earning. I got a video coming out about that, you know, giving my commentary about that in the next day or so. But I mean, like, you know, the level up is not always about money, but maybe it is for some people. You know, I'm like, moral character, anyone, you know, good character, or is it just about the money? Maybe it's just about the money for for, a certain factor, you know? Yeah, and that's fine if that's what you're looking for, but don't put that out there as that's what everybody, that's what it's synonymous. That's what it is for you. There's just so much confusion between what is high value and high earning, and it. But I realize that the confusion is just on social media. It's not in real life. It's just on social media. It's not in real life. You see what you guys are saying? Yeah, some of these folk, and what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so yeah, I'm like listening to. I listen to a number, a number of videos over the last few days. People going back and forth. And this is stuff that's not. What caused me to go back and listen to all these other videos was the final video that I walked into, and I was like, wait a minute, what's happening? Did I miss something? So I had to go back over the last couple of weeks to find out. And see, everybody was best friends, and but then people get too comfortable with people they don't know. Even if you have had conversations with these people offline and not just on YouTube, you still don't know each other. There is still a certain. Never should you get too comfortable with anybody that you meet online. I'm just saying, not on this platform. You're just enjoying a lot. Thank you. Women level up equals money. But see, that's the thing, Jack. For some women, that is what it is. But leveling up, sometimes leveling up is you leveling up you. Why is it always associated with those gold digger tendencies that I'm hearing? Those are gold digger tendencies. Sorry, not sorry. It's not even about having standards. Because yeah, we all should have standards as to what we want in a mate, or someone that we're going to be with. Yeah, and we all know that everyone is not about the 50-50 life. Everyone is, some people want the traditional, some people don't. It's about what works for you and the person that you are with. Okay? But the irony is that I heard on one of these things, I heard some stuff like someone was making a supposition in regards to what someone else would go for just because they went for it. Like, everybody's an individual on here. And just because, XYZ person, came at you a certain way, and that worked with you, does not mean that it is going to work on the next person, especially if the next person is happy with the person that they're with. I'm just saying. They looking for a retirement plan. I'm not looking for a retirement plan. I'm making sure that when it's time for me to retire, that I've done whatever I need to do so that I can do what I need to be doing. Because what I want to be doing when I'm not working for someone else is being able to write books, be able to write and paint and do my art and be able to travel. So my job is to make sure that whatever I do between now and then and what I've done in the past gets me to where I want to be. And, you know, if I'm with someone, hopefully they want that too, but I'm not expecting them. It is to be all their money. No, if we traveling, you know, we'll figure it out together, you know? Plus, y'all know I generally go for younger men, so. Even though, you know, I still wouldn't be probably trying to help somebody who's under 50, because yeah, I'm in my late 50s, so yeah. And my guy's in his 50s. Like, that's really weird. Because a woman in her 50s, if she doesn't have a plan for herself by that point, and she's not with a man, something's wrong with her. You know, a woman in her 50s should not be looking for a man to be her retirement plan. Even if that shouldn't be her retirement plan. She should already have her daggone retirement plan. If she's single. Is it true that I don't know. The Rocky and Creed story, I really don't know. That would be interesting if it was. Like, I say that there is a certain mentality among some women. It is not all women, and this is regardless of color. Let me just put it out there like that. They're looking for a meal ticket. You have those. All ethnic groups. You know, and you have women who are like that their entire lives, no matter what age range they're in. That they're always looking for a meal ticket. But what do they have to bring to the plate? Hopefully, you know, they're bringing something. I mean, I love being a work-at-home mom and a stay-at-home mom. I love doing all of that, but y'all know I have a full-time job. You know, like, I'm in middle management, but I'm doing it all from home. And I was doing it all from home before, you know, all of this happened. But I would not, you know, at this point, see, when you're at a certain age and when you're in the 50s, we're not looking to build a life. We're looking for companionship at this point and someone to, you know, spend our later years with. But if you're in your 50s still looking for a come up, something wrong. You should already have your come up. You should have made your own come up if you are single in your 50s and never been married. Ladies, I'm talking to you. You should. You know? And, well, you know. I mean, my best friend has a traditional marriage. She has been an at-home wife and mom since their second child. But that was the way they wanted to go into this. They got 6 kids. My best friend has not worked since her first child turned 2. As soon as when she had her second child, she stopped working. She became an at-home mom. And she continued to have kids. And but here's the key. When she and her husband, when they got married, as soon as they got married, they bought a house. Like he had been in the service. They immediately bought a house. Like they bought a house. Obviously they got married and then they bought a house. You know. And then they started having kids. And then they bought another house. But I'm saying they started out already being homeowners before she, you know, quit her job. They used both of their incomes to get the first house. And by the time they got to get to their second house, which is the house that they live in now, they didn't need 2 incomes. But then again, we're talking about the 90s. We're talking about people who got married in the 90s. You know. But even now, it just depends on where in the country you live. If that's what you want. Now, if you live in California like me, in the Los Angeles area, it is hard to do that, but it's not impossible. I know women who are stay-at-home wives. They don't work. And they always have been. Oh yeah. Yeah, I thought, yeah, because Rocky, he made that whole story up. And he pitched it so that he could become a working actor. Exactly. He was known as the Italian Stallion. But he wrote that movie, Rocky, the first one. He wrote it so that he, you know, it was his thing. It worked. It worked. It worked for him. Well, see, that's great. I mean, it would be wonderful for somebody to take care of me, but and here's the thing. I can take care of myself to a certain point, but yeah, most women would want a partner to help to take care of them as they get older. But the reality is that we live longer for the most part, and we generally outlive our partners. So eventually we're going to have to take care of ourselves anyway. I'm just saying. So you might as well know how to do it from the very beginning. You know, but you know, my best friend, even like when we were in college and I saw how she was I knew she was going to be traditional when she got married, because I could just tell by how she was. Now me, people thought I didn't want kids. They had no idea I wanted a bunch of kids. I just didn't marry the person to have a bunch of kids with. So I have one. But, you know, I wanted a bunch of kids. But I only have one. So that, and because my son has autism, that a whole nother, you know, changed a whole lot of stuff. The only way I would have given him siblings is they would have had to been back then. when he was little, you know. But that ship has sailed. We are so past that. We are so past that. Our our shop has closed up a while ago. You know, I'm I'm celebrating my 58th birthday this entire month, y'all. So at the age of 58, trust and believe. Hey, nothing happening as far as a baby. At least not for the last 7 years. 6 years, actually. Yeah, 6 years. Yeah, that would have, and if I got pregnant in my early 50s when I could still have a kid, yeah, that wouldn't have been fun. But praise God, he knew. He knew. So I just wasn't in a situation where that could have happened. That's what happened. You're 44. Oh, happy birthday! February baby like me. You're a February baby like me. We celebrate our birthdays the entire month. You said, Jack says, my wife would have to work. A woman's idle mind and hands are the devil's workshop. You are funny. Let's see. I have a friend whose birthday is coming up too. A couple of birthdays there this month. I've had, my birthday was on the 4th. I have a friend's birthday that was on the 2nd. I have a friend's birthday that was on the 3rd. A friend's birthday that was on the 5th. I know somebody whose birthday is on the 6th, on the 8th, and the 11th. And then I know someone whose birthday is on the 17th, which was today. I said happy birthday today to them on Facebook. Then there's 2 more birthdays. One's on the 26th, and I have one person whose birthday is actually on the 29th. But they only get to celebrate their birthday on their birthday every 4 years. So last year they got to celebrate their birthday, but they got really robbed because you know, we were about to go into lockdown by the time it was their birthday at the end of February. But, you know, it's looking like this year, not too many of us in the early part of this year are going to be able to celebrate our birthdays like the way we really want to. I would love to have like done a party, but other than ordering food in and having a little, you know, some cupcakes and, you know, and doing some karaoke, singing on here in the house. Yeah, that was it. That was as much as we could do. Sad. It's sad because I love celebrating my birthday. But I think you guys, I haven't done any, I haven't done no Black History stuff this whole month. But I'm thinking about doing, well, I'm going to do one this week, actually, on the weekend, on Cecily, my Sora, Cecily Tyson. And I'm going to do one on my dad, I think. Well, really, I'm going to do one around the sit-ins. I'm going to talk about the Greensboro that led into the Atlanta sit-ins, which will bring my, you know, bring my my dad into the situation, you know. So I'll just talk about it in general terms. It's like, it's so sad. It's like, I want to give this information to you guys and talk about this as it relates to Black history, but we have creepy people on YouTube who will use information to dox, and it's just so sad. It's so sad that I have to think about whether I want to even talk about that the historical events that my own father was involved in. Isn't that sad, you guys, that I have to think about how I can present this and give you information without, feeling that somebody's going to go be crazy enough to dox an 82-year-old man. Sad that I have to think that way. But I'm going to figure it out. I've really been tempted, you guys. I've really been tempted to reactivate my daggone Ancestry.com so that I can find out about my dad's family while he's still here. Because I already know my mama's family. And I know that part of my family is indigenous to this land. I know that part. And I know that exists on both sides of my family, that we are part of of the Black people in this country who are also Black indigenous people to this land. The shame of it all is that we don't have any idea what the real history of this country is. I think we probably would have to go outside of this country and learn in another country about what our history was during that certain period, because they wrote it the way they want you to see it, not the way that it actually was. But I think I'm going to do that. I do think that I am going to start looking into my dad's family, just so I can get more of that, because I know part of my family were slaves, but part of my family was not. So it would be nice to get the history as far back as I can, for the part that were slaves, at least I can get it. I can get back to the plantation. And then for other parts, we'll figure it out. But on my mom's side, see, I know some of the plantations because my grandmother was born on the plantation that probably was the plantation that her parents were on. Y'all know the story. I don't need to go any further, but yeah. Because, we know that we know that it was not just the English that had slaves. The French and the Spanish down in there, and those who were in those American territories. That's why you have so many Black people who have French last names. My grandmother's last name, her maiden name, Fluence. Even though we call it Fluence here in the United States, but it's Fluence, as in the car company, Renault, Fluence. Yeah. That part. All right. Good night. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. We're going to be on here for maybe about another 10 minutes. I usually come on for about an hour. So we'll be on here for like another 10 minutes. I am not on camera yet, David. I'm not on camera yet. He's mad because I'm not on camera yet. Is there a problem? I didn't think so. Yeah. He's having issues right now. Having issues. Better chill, man. He's been doing so good. He spent like 5 days with his dad. Y'all. He didn't come back until, what's today? Today's Wednesday. He came back home yesterday, y'all. He was gone from Thursday until yesterday. Now he's back. Good night, Janetty. Thank you for coming through, sis. I appreciate so much. We're towards the end of our hour. The next time that I will be on live will be on Friday. Let me see. We got a few more minutes. Let me come on camera. Since clearly my son is bothered by the fact that I'm not on camera. So I'm going to come on camera. So let's see. There we go. See, we're on camera. Let me move it there. See? You can see yourself on camera. He wanted to come on camera. He's missed y'all. He's missed y'all. He's missed being on camera. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Is that good for you now? Okay. Yeah. He just wanted. Well, okay. As you guys can see, let me turn around and show you. As you can see, the picture is coming along. Let me see it. Push this down a little bit more so you can see there. As you can see, the picture is coming along. Yeah, that's my glass in the middle. But the picture's coming along. And I am getting it done a little bit better. I've covered in more of this. Let me move that out of the way because y'all can't see it. Put that there. But I've colored in more of the ground at the bottom. You see more of the flowers. And you can see more of I've painted in more of the purples for the flowers up here. So it's coming along. It is coming along, y'all. I'm getting it to the point of, well, I've been past to the point of no return, but I'm getting to the point that it's really starting to look like a picture. And as always, let me show you what the original picture looked like so you can see. This is the original. It is a Van Gogh. It's a Van Gogh picture. And as you can see, there's a lot of greens in it. So, yeah. A lot of greens in it. So, I am sitting here with this thermal shirt on because it's chilly here, y'all. But it's about to warm up, or so they tell us. We're about to have some warmer temperatures here. It's about to warm up. Get up into close to 80 February. Close to 80. And yeah. But for right now, it's freezing. It's like we've got, and when I say freezing, I mean cold for California. I am not equating it to East Coast cold because I grew up on the East Coast where it gets really, really cold. Yeah, that ain't what's going on here. Cold here, I'm talking about it's in the 40s at night. Okay, That's cold. But the wind is blowing, I mean, knocking trees down, doing all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of weather that we're dealing with right now. And then people's grab this. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Let me see. I'll be right back. Coming back on camera, but what he's doing. All right, I'm coming back on camera now. Because we're almost out of here. We're almost out of here. All right, you guys, I'm going to get a, hey, uppity. Girl. I've been listening to some stuff. What is going on with y'all? Heads held up. This too shall pass. I hope so. I hope it's going to pass. But y'all know I'm about to get out of here. Let me let y'all see the picture again so y'all can see how it's coming along. Y'all can see. Coming along. Yeah, I got it. Y'all, your girl DC is going to have to do some sit-ups. Because I'm starting to get a little stomach. And we can't have that. But as you can see, my picture is coming along here. My flowers are like different shades of purples in here. It's purples and blues to make these irises. So hopefully, y'all, this week, I'll be done with it. I hope I'll be done with it at some point this week. At some point this week, I hope that I'm done with it. But I am on my way out of here. I know I'm like a couple minutes early. I know it's not quite an hour, but y'all will forgive me if I get off just a little bit early. Because, yeah, David was tripping a minute ago, y'all. That's why I went off camera for a minute so I could see what the heck he was doing. And I don't know what happened when he was at his dad's house, but clearly he needs to have some melatonin. So I'm going to get off of here, and it's time for me to go back to my caregiver duties because we will not be having any meltdowns. Y'all know how those were for me. Y'all saw some of my battle scars, 2 years ago. God, I can't believe it was 2 years ago. And we ain't there no more. So I'm going to get ready to get off of here. But until the next time, I offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. I will have out the Coffee Talk series video. Should be up tomorrow. If you haven't already, I'm itching, y'all. Trying to scratch my back. If you haven't already, please check out the new intro for the Artsy Autism Mom Chronicles. I put it out there. So I will see you guys on Friday. Friday will be my next live experience. So we'll be back here live on Friday. And then hopefully then I probably will do some painting on Friday. On Friday, I probably will do some painting with you guys. So I will see y'all then. Until then, peace. I'm out. Oh, y'all see my crystal? This is an amethyst crystal, by the way. Amethyst is for healing. And this was a birthday gift. Somebody got me an amethyst crystal. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'm sorry. Peace.